Winter Bells by Penstroke. Chapter 2. A Date with Family. Twilight Velvet sits back and forth from one side of the kitchen to the other. Her magic washes the dishes in the sink, and at the same time, she poked her head in and out of the cupboards, making a quick mental grocery list. Alright, let's hurry up and finish. We've got a lot to do, and me, Katie's just trying to get to the train station soon. Velvet, honey, relax. We've got plenty of time. Nightlight said, before taking another sip from his coffee. Actually, we have 14 minutes. Twilight said with a glance at the clock. So, maybe we should start finishing up. You're not helping, Twilight. Nightlight sniffed. Nick stifled a small giggle as he took another bite of her cereal. The whole family was gathered around the kitchen for breakfast. Velvet had quickly downed a bagel and was now fencing over the sink, trying to wash dishes as it became dirty. Nightlight was sitting calmly, drinking coffee and skimming the morning paper. Twilight had toast and jelly with orange juice, which she was eating while she was fussing over the family schedule for today. And Spike was next to Nix, rolling his eyes. Are they always like this? Nix asked. Yep, Spike said as he dug his spoon into his bowl. Where do you think Twilight gets it from? Once more, Nix giggled and took a final bite of her cereal. A moment later, the finished bowl was whisked away by Velvet's magic, where it met the warm, soapy water in the kitchen sink. 5 minutes later, they were all gathering near the front door, ready to head out for the train station. Scarves were donned, as were saddlebags and coats. The snow of the night before left a deep chill in the air. No pony would be outside without a heavy coat that morning. Okay, is every pony ready? Yep, Nick answered with a happy bounce. She was in the new jacket Twilight had gotten her from Rarity's boutique. It was grinning ear to ear. She was still a little anxious about meeting shining armor. But at that moment, what Nix wanted the most was to go outside and play in the fresh snow as they walked to the train station. Oh, Nix, dear, I feel like you're missing something, Velvet said with a weak smile on her lips. I am? She asked, before looking over her jacket. What is it? Well, she began before looking over at Twilight. Honey, how could you? Twilight sighed and nodded, and gently touched her hoof to Nix's shoulder. The pair stepped away from the door, moving over to the kitchen as Twilight opened her saddlebags. She withdrew a familiar headband, making Nix smile. I thought you lost it! Where did you find it? I didn't find it, Nix. I borrowed it. I needed to put some enchantments on it, Twilight explained. Nix's smile turned into a frown. You mean like the enchantments you had on my old glasses, don't you? I know you don't like to wear disguises anymore, Nix, but you saw those reporters yesterday. They were there at the train station because they found out you were coming here with me. I don't know how they found out. I had to talk to Princess Celestia about it when I have a chance. Still, that doesn't change the fact that they were here. And I don't want them or any pony else ruining heartwarming for you just because they don't want to forget what happened. Twilight explained. I want you to have a good time. I want you to be able to come with us when we go back at logs and sing carols. But to ensure that happens, you'll need to wear a disguise. All the time? Twilight shook her head. No, not all the time. Whenever we're in here or in the backyard, you can take the headband off. You just have to wear it when we are outside with other ponies. But what about the heartwarming party? My friends are going to be there, and I don't want to have to wear a disguise around them, Nix said as she sat back on her haunches and crossed her forehooves. Twilight puckered her lips. Well, the party is going to be at the castle, and we know every pony that's going to be there, so... She nodded. Okay, deal. You don't have to wear it at the party, but for right now, will you please put it on? Nix sighed but leaned forward as she nodded. Okay. Gently, Twilight placed the headband on Nix's forehead, used her magic to tuck a few strands of her mane into place. She and her mother had been planning the family's heartwarming party since Nightmare Night. This was the part that her mother almost demanded. This was an evolution in Nix's disguise. This wasn't just a vest to hide her wings and glasses to hide her eyes. This was a whole body illusion spell. The very same kind of spell applied to the armor worn by royal guards. The magic engaged the moment the headband was settled on Nix's head. It felt like a cool shiver ran down her spine. Her black coat began to turn white, and the slit pupils of her eyes rounded out. Her wings seemed to just disappear, and soon she looked like a completely different filly. The only things that remained constant were her mane and cutie mark. Once Nix felt the spell take hold, she opened her eyes. How do I look? A lot more like Rarity than I thought you would, Twilight admitted, with a small, nervous laugh. But I guess that's what I get for not trying to repart the enchantment that changes your coat color, or to something other than Royal Guard white. She then leaned in and gave Nyx a little nuzzle. Well, thanks for doing this. I promise, once we start having fun, you'll forget about it. Now, come on, Twilight said, putting on a smile. Let's go meet your Uncle Shiny and Aunt Cadence. Sunshine, sunshine, ladybugs awake! Clap your hooves and give a little shake! The train had arrived right on time, and after unloading the luggage, Shining Armor and Miyamori Cadenza happily greeted the ponies who were waiting for them. Cadence and Twilight broke down into giggles and hugged tightly after finishing the nursery rhyme. A few feet away, Shining embraced Velvet and Nightlight, greeting his parents the only way a loving son should. How was the train ride? Twilight asked with her hug, with Cadence ended. Long, she answered as she stretched her wings. The royal train car is nice, but I can only stand being cooped up in the same room for so long. Reminds me a little too much of the time I spent in the gemstone caverns beneath Canterlot. What gemstone caverns? Cadence turned her head, glancing down at a little filly who was standing beside Twilight. Her coat was white, and she was wearing a winter jacket that went with her mane, and a headband that matched her eyes. Oh, hello, and who is this? Cadence, this is Nyx, Twilight answered. But I thought... It's the headband, Twilight answered before glancing at her mother, and I'll explain why later. Still, how have you been? Good, Cadence answered as the family began to make their way off the platform. Shining Armor and I took a week off and just relaxed after Celestia and Luna retook the throne. I don't know how they managed to get Canterlot back in order so quickly. This place was a madhouse after night. Cadence got herself a minute, smiled sheepishly. I mean, after Nyx relinquished the throne. Was it really that bad? Nyx asked, concern wringing her throat. Cadence smiled sleepishly. Oh, well, I guess it wasn't that bad. Shining Armor got the guard working to make sure Canterlot was safe, and I did my best to deal with the nobles. I guess they were all just worried you'd change their mind and want the throne back, at least until Celestia and Luna returned. But it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Cadence said, trying to sound optimistic. Celestia and Luna came back, you got to stay with Twilight, and I didn't have to use that rebel army I was building. Nyx took a small, single anxious step back. You were building an army? Cadence listened again. Well, Yeah, she was, Shining Armor said as he came up beside the two mayors and Philly. But I'm glad I didn't have to use it, Cadence quickly added, as he gently elbowed Shining Armor in the side. Now, honey, why don't you say hello to Nyx? She is your niece, after all. Shining Armor glanced down at Nyx. She looked up at him, and for a moment they just stared at each other. Nyx forced a weak smile, but Shining Armor's jawline only tightened. Hi, he said to her, before turning to look at Velvet. Mom, have you gone out and picked the logs for the fire yet? No, but that is our next stop, Velvet assured her son. After all, Cadence said in her letter she wanted to enjoy all of her holiday traditions, and I wouldn't want to deny my favorite daughter-in-law the chance to have a perfect heartwarming. Isn't she your only daughter-in-law? Spike asked, an undercurrent of sarcasm in his voice. Yes, but that doesn't change the fact she's my favorite, Velvet answered quickly. Still, we better get our tails in gear. We want to be there before the afternoon rush. Shining Armor nodded and picked up his and Cade's luggage with his horn. I hope you don't mind if we stop by the house first, though. I just want to drop off the bags. Velvet and Shining Armor trotted away at that, Nightlight and Spike following a few steps behind. This left Cadence, Twilight, and Nyx standing on the platform. I'm so sorry, Twilight. He's been like this for the past few days, Cadence said. No, it's okay. I knew there was a chance he'd be like this, Twilight said before lowering her head and nuzzling Nyx. But it'll be all right. I know we'll get through to him, won't we, Nyx? If you say so, she replied, though her words rang hollow with doubt.
Welcome to Lumberjack's Log and Tree Emporium. If you're looking for tree, check first we have a duck, fresh cut and perfect for any living room. Or, if you're a more traditional sort, examine our fine selection of logs from Rainbow Ridge. I guarantee we've a perfect color, no matter what you're looking for.
Lumberjack, the owner of the so-called emporium, smiled as he welcomed another family. He was an earth pony with a coat that was tree bark brown and a large saw for a cutie mark. He was wearing a red and black plaid shirt and a constant smile. He boomed out to the crowd with a strong, deep voice, and often filled the air with his uproarious laughter. Turning back to the nearby street, Lumberjack watched as the large taxi carriage pulled up outside his emporium, if one could even call it that. Lumberjack's shop was really just a rubbed-off part of the parking lot of the Canterlot race grounds. But that didn't keep his mood or his rep down. Every pony knew that if he wanted good quality logs or trees, the Lumberjack was the stallion to go to. He watched as the taxi carriage's door opened, then threw his four hooves into the air as a smile grew on as large as his cheeks would allow.
Ha ha! Nightlight! I was wondering when I would see you, you old spiral head.
It's good to see you too, Jack, Nightlight said, though you're looking a bit heavier than last winter.
What do you expect with this cold, my friend? When Lumberjack is standing outside all day, he needs to stay very warm.
He playfully slapped his belly, making no effort to hide he was a heavy-set pony. Then he walked up to the carriage, extended a hoof, and held Velvet down from the interior.
Ah, but my friend, your wife fares better than me. You are looking as lovely as ever, Twilight Velvet.
Lumberjack said, before gently patting her hoof. I trust business has been good, Jack.
Oh, yes, very good,
he assured her, before turning to greet the next pony down from the carriage.
Princess mi amore cadenza, you do this old stallion great honor by visiting his humble tree in Nogapurium. And Shining, I swear you are getting bigger every time I see you. In a good way. You're big and strong, not like Lumberjack, who just gets big. And hey, what can I say? I can't get away from that Canterlot donut shot to save life. And Spike, my little dragon friend, I was hoping to see you sometime soon. I ran out of matches, and there are some scraps of kindling I need burnt in the back of Emporium. It's a big red steel drum, you know the one. If you can give me a little light, I can give you this.
Lumberjack reached into the back pocket of his jacket and retrieved a blue gemstone the size of a coin, which he tossed into Spike's waiting claws.
Hey, setting a fire is something I can handle,
Spike said proudly, as he took the gem and began to walk towards the back street of the lot.
This I know. You almost burnt down half my stock first time you came here with Twilight. Ho 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 ho.
Lumberjack laughed. I like you.
Oh, but it's his good memories.
He then turned back to the carriage, and with a big smile, skipped up the next mare off the carriage into a bear hug.
Twilight Sparkle, my little lifesaver. Thank you for finding book on wood weavers. My trees, my logs, housewarming itself. They were saved because of you and your beautiful brain.
Thanks, Jack, Twilight said between gasps. Not.
Sorry, this old tree chopper doesn't know no strength sometimes,
Lumberjack said as he quickly set Twilight down. He used the hoof to brush some of the bits of sawdust that transferred from his shirt to Twilight's coat. He then looked back at the carrots, eyes lighting up like a kid who's seen the new toy.
And who is this?
Nix tried to retreat into the carrots, but Lumberjack proved to be fast, despite his size and heavy-set physique. He grabbed Nix by a hind leg and pulled her from the carrots, holding her upside down and cocking his head to one side.
Nightlight! Why did you not tell me you and Velvet were going to have another foal? I would have said present.
Actually, Nix is mine, Twilight said, gently raising a hoof like she was answering a question in class.
This is yours,
he asked as he pointed a hoof at the disguised Nix.
But you're so young, Twilight. You're still but foal yourself. How can you have finished this old? Also, why Nix? Nix is not a good name. No, no. Her coat is too white for that. No, I shall call her Little Snowflake.
But my name is Nix, she protested.
First thing to know, Little Snowflake, is Lumberjack always knows best,
he said as he turned her right side up and set her on his back.
Why, yes, I am Lumberjack. It is simple as that. Now, Little Snowflake, is this first time you've been out to pick heartwarming log?
It's actually my first heartwarming, but my name isn't.
First heartwarming! Twilight, where did you find Little Snowflake? In the woods?
Lumberjack roared with laughter at his own joke, while Twilight could only laugh nervously. Still, Jack took no notice. Instead, turned to carry Nixon to the Emporium.
This old should not only just be having her first housewarming. Come, little Snowflake. You hear your housewarming story from Lumberjack.
But I already know it.
Nix protested. She tried to jump off of Lumberjack's back, but he blocked her efforts with a turn of his head. All the while, Twilight trotted behind, nervously keeping an eye on the bear.
Oh, Lily, then tell Lumberjack what do you think I know.
Hearthwarming is the celebration of the founding of Equestria. It's the day the leaders of the three pony tribes agreed to live together in harmony and friendship after almost freezing to death at the host of the Wendigos.
Lumberjack looked back at Twilight.
Oh, she is smart like you.
He then focused on Nix.
But tell me, little Snowflake, why is it that ponies buy my special wood and put my trees in their homes?
I don't know. 'Cause they're pretty.
No!
Jack turned abruptly, almost unseating Nix from his back. He lifted a hoof to gently strike the branch of a nearby fir tree.
Trees, they are old Earth pony tradition. In cold of winter, on the solstice, when sun's time in sky is shortest, Earth ponies of old country would bring evergreens, like this fine fur, to their homes. Evergreens, as Earth ponies saw them, were guardians of spring. They withstood the bitter cold of winter, staying awake when all other plants and trees slept. Then, when it was time for spring, evergreens would wake up all other plants. I don't know how.
Lumberjack added with a shrug.
Trees, they have no mouths to shout with, but they wake up all other trees and plants the same. Personally, I think they took on roots. Lumberjack knows he can't stay asleep when some pony pulls his leg. But trees, they aren't for your family,
Lumberjack said quickly. He trotted away from trees, and to the other side of the lot, where there were large but neatly organized piles of wood. Near each pile of wood was a pair of small fire pot, and was burned to sample log from the fire. The fires, however, didn't burn in normal tones of orange and reds. No, the fires were a rainbow of colors. Some were green, some were blue. There were a large number of them burning in different shades of pink. And amongst the pink fires, Jack, Nix, and Twilight were able to see the rest of the family.
Honey, how about this one?
Velvet asked, pointing at one of the pink fires as she and Cadence followed behind Nightlight.
No, too Selman,
he said with only a short glance.
What about this one? It looks nice.
Kate said as he motioned towards a different fire. Close, but no, too orange.
But it's pink,
Cadence protested as he looked at Shiny.
There's no orange to it, is there?
Shiny laughed and set a hoof on Cadence's shoulder. Trust me, if my father says there's orange, there's orange. Lumberjack laughed and pointed a hoof at the rest of Twilight and Nix's family.
See, this is what I am talking about. For your family, little Snowflake, there's only one thing Lumberjack can provide. A traditional housewarming nog.
He quickly brought Nix to one of the fire pits, one where arose a pink fire burning gently. He bent low, letting himself and Nix enjoy the warmth coming off the flames.
You say you know housewarming story, yes? Then you know a famed housewarming fire, yes? Spell cast by, what was her name?
Clover the Clever? Twilight said smartly. Lumberjack stomped himself and smiled.
Yes, her! That spell, that fire. It is what kept the leaders of the three tribes and their aides alive in Cold Cave. It is also what drove away Wendigos. So, it became tradition for families in newly founded Equestria to burn logs all through the night. From housewarming Eve to housewarming Day. They do this to keep fire of friendship, family, and harmony alive while ensuring Wendigos never return.
But why are so many of them pink?
Nix asked as he looked around.
Ah, little Snowflake. This is because fire in old story is pink. But it is also because Lumberjack's grandpapa found that certain trees in Rainbow Mountain Range burn with different colors. So yes, truly traditional housewarming fire is plain Nords. But plain Nords is not special enough for housewarming. So, for those who want that extra bit of holiday cheer, Lumberjack shows logs that burn pink, blue, green, and white. Lumberjack even has logs this year that burn purple. Those are very rare. I'll give you good price too.
Thank you, Jack, Twilight said, seizing the opportunity to put herself back into the conversation. She levitated Nyx off his back and set her on the snow-covered ground. But you know my dad. He's the one that picks the color and always wants a traditional pink.
Ah, but that is why I love your father.
Lumberjack choked as the trio began walking to the part of the lot where most of the pink burning logs were kept. They could see the rest of the family in the distance, standing behind Nightlight, and was expecting a trio of pink fires.
Yes, very discerning eye. Will only take best pink color, and after he picks, I can raise price on those logs and make mint.
That one! Nightlight announced, pointing at one of the fires. Lumberjack, give us 4 dozen of these logs! Lumberjack laughed, lifted a hoof, and slapped Twilight on the back.
What did I say? What did I say? Your father, I could kiss him.
He then tried toward the rest of the family, while turning and shouting at one of the other ponies who were working the Emporium.
Wait, why not? Get your lazy flank over here, and get my best customer 4 dozen logs for stack 32. Then, make new sign for stack 32. We have a premium grade. Ha ha!
As Lumberjack went to seal the deal, Twilight placed a forehoof on her back, rubbing the spot where she was slapped. Still, through the pain she was smiling. That went well.
But he hung me upside down and called me little snowflake.
That's great. He did that to me when I first came here, and he did to Shiny too. I think his old name for me was Grape. Twilight giggled again. No, wait, it was Brainy Grape. Nyx cocked her head to the side and looked over at Lumberjack, who was crushing Nightlight in a bear hug.
So, does he do that to every pony?
Well, he does that to every little filly and colt the first time they come here, Twilight explained as he continued to rub her back. I just think it's how he gets to know ponies. That, and I know for a fact he loves to tell the little fillies and colts the stories of why trees and colored logs are used as hearthwarming decoration.
Well, I guess it was kind of fun to find that out.
Nyx admitted, beginning to smile. Kind of fun? Kind of fun? My daughter, Miss, loves to learn everything about everything. Only found that kind of fun? Twilight asked, playfully poking Nyx on the nose.
Penstroke! Cut it out with the adorableness! You're killing me over here!
Nyx giggled and scampered back a few steps, escaping from Twilight's nose-poking attack.
Okay, it was a lot of fun.
She admitted. She did bounce a little, a smile of inspiration spreading on her face.
Hey, can I pick out a heartwarming log too?
Well, my father's a bit protective about the fireplace. We can only put the logs he picks out there. I smiled and leaned in close to Nyx. But if you pick a color really quick, and if we can find a small piece, we could burn it in the grill that's in the backyard. Even with the restriction on size and time, Nyx jumped for joy and quickly spread it out to pick a color. This left Twilight to run after her, a smile on her face as their host kicked up the snow. Not too far away, Nightlight and Lumberjack were swapping stories from the year as his worker. Twine Knot stacked and tied the 4 dozen logs that had been ordered. Colin sat on his park bench, face bent down in a column. A candy cane protruded from his lips, though it was a wintry treat that wasn't as innocent as it looked. On the inside of his mouth, Colin's tongue was licking at it angrily, whittling the candy cane down to a fine point. He was thinking of his editor as he turned the offensive treat into a sharp, dangerous tool for stabbing. The same editor that had reprimanded him at Quicksnap for detouring the train station and coming back without a story.
Come on, Colin,
Quicksnap said, as he brought his camera up and snapped another picture.
Headline wants us to cover the festival, and we can't do that unless you interview some ponies. Headline can fall into a battery for all I care,
Colin grumbled. He sat on his seat and waited to hoof at the festival.
The Canterlot Hearthwarming Festival is hot headline news, Quickstep. We'll be lucky enough to get in the paper at all with this feel-good garbage. Oh, look. A little kid won a stuffed Princess Lusty toy at the ring toss. Oh, this has such political and cultural ramifications. Our society will never feel the same.
Call flagged back down to Prince, reserving his efforts to turn his candy cane into a shield.
We aren't going to get anywhere, Quicksnap, unless we find the real stories.
Quicksnap rolled his eyes and returned to resume taking pictures. He lined up a shot of Colt throwing snowballs at a stack of bottles. The young pony was rearing back, about to throw what looked like one doozy of a curveball. The Quicksnap see something moving in the background. It was large, too large to be a normal pony, and for the most part, it was pink. Hey, Colt! Quicksnap said, trying to snout at his partner while keeping his voice down.
What? Did some kid drop his hot chocolate into the snow again?
I think I just saw Princess Mia Mori Cadenza! Colt sat up on the bench as he twirled the candy cane in his mouth. Then he turned, spat into an bright garbage can, got up for the bench.
Well, the princess at her wedding may be yesterday's news, but it's still better than all these snot-nosed brats.
He motioned for Quicksnap to follow him, and began to trot between the festival stalls.
What of a fresh roll film? Maybe we'll get lucky and catch her out with another stallion. Nothing smells papers like trouble in marital paradise.
Katie's tongue hung out of her mouth, and her stomach gave an audible grumble as he looked over at the food stalls, intense at the carts-warming festival. Pies, cakes, hearty soups, chili, chocolate dipped strawberries, and so many other holiday foods and treats beckoned to her, like the sirens of the sea. Ah, ah. No, bad sirens, down! It took all of her self-control not to use her title as princess to jump in front of a line. Now remember, everybody, Velvet said to rally her family. We only have an hour before we go to scamper off to go caroling. Grab something quick and then meet back at this table. And don't ruin your appetites. We're going to have a big dinner put on by my publisher tonight, and I want us to clean our place while we're there, so don't offend any pony. Got it?
Yeah, we got it, honey.
Nightlight assured before putting his hoof on Shiny's shoulder. Come on, I saw some caramel apples back there. Let your old man buy you one.
Can I get a caramel apple too?
Nix asked, a happy bounce in her step. I think you've had enough sweets today, Twilight lectured. Or do you think I didn't notice that spoonful of sugar you got Spike to put on your cereal this morning? Or the candy cane Lumberjack gave you before we left his tree yard? Nix smiled and laughed weakly and tried to look innocent, but Twilight just rolled her eyes. She used her hoof to gently give Nix a bump on the flank, guiding her away from the caramel apple stall. Come on. I see you standing over there selling fruit salads. We'll have that. Cadence, want to come with us? Cadence's gaze lingered on the pie she'd been eyeing, but then sighed and reined in her appetite. Sure, I could use something light after the big breakfast I had, she said as he fell into the line beside Twilight. Mom, you coming? Velvet shook her head as she took a seat at the table. No, your father's getting me something, and one of us has to stay back here to keep an eye on the table. That moment, another family began to approach the table. Velvet quickly turned, and with a firm glare snapped, It's taken! Okay, Twilight said with a nervous chuckle. Have fun with that. I don't remember your mother ever being this tense around the holidays. Cadence whispered as she, Twilight, and Nix walked towards the fruit stall. It's because of me, isn't it? No, Twilight answered quickly. Then she glanced over her shoulder, seeing Velvet using her steely glare to scare another family away from the table. Well, some of it may be because of you, but not all of it. Her publisher is starting to lean a little on her to finish her latest book, and she's stuck on the last couple of chapters. Well bounced, Nix looked up onto Twilight's back, then leaned to one side, craning her head around Twilight's neck.
Your mom writes books? Have I read any of them?
Call her Grandma next, Twilight corrected, before shaking her head. And no, you haven't read any of her books. She writes mystery novels for adult ponies, and those books are a little more mature than what you should be reading. Oh, so she writes shade. Gotcha.
But I read books like that when I was a big pony, Nix complained. Why can't I read them now?
Well, because... Twilight tried to argue, only for her words to return to mush in her mouth. Once again, Nyx is less as straightforward as age was giving her a headache. Nyx had been a full-grown mare at this one point, and, as he had read those kind of novels before, there was no point in keeping them from her. At some time, she was, mentally and physically, a filly again, but still. Wouldn't you rather read some of the old books in Twilight's bedroom? Kate asked. A slight smile on her lips as she, Nyx, and Twilight got into a line at the fruit stand. She has dozens of them. In fact, I bet she still has that book about Smarty Pants. In an instant, Nyx had looked from Twilight's back to Case's. There's a book about Smarty Pants? She asked with a tone of emergency. Oh, yes. Velvet read for her. Kate answered before looking at Twilight. You remember that book, don't you? I probably read it to you about 100 times. Twilight smiled, blushed, and nodded. I do remember it, and I still do have it. It's off! She stumbled a little as Nyx landed on her back a second time. Can I read it? Twilight laughed. Yes, you can, Nyx, but only if you get down. Nyx saw Twilight's back in an instant. She then fell in line beside Twilight, trying to be as well-mannered and behave as possible, while, at the same time, bouncing with enthusiasm. Dr. Trixie, I think I need help. Why do you need help? Well, I think I'm starting to get diabetes from all the cute Nyx scenes. Trixie has but one cure. Really? What's that? On Fandom Fridays, you need to read a mature Levin. Thank you so much, Trix. Kate's slight smile grew as the line moved forward, bringing the trio closer to the fruit stand. She leaned to Twilight and whispered, I still got it, causing both her and Twilight to break into quiet chuckles. Flash! Princess Cadenza! Twilight Sparkle! Over here! Look over here! Flash! Oh, he is for every one of us! My apologies. Twilight and Kate stumbled, blinking to try to get the spots out of her eyes, while Nyx ducked up beneath Twilight. Flash had come from her camera, and soon the two mares and filly were on their auditory and ocular assault. The teal photographer pony was circling them like a fly around garbage, snapping pictures as fast as his camera would allow. The base unicorn reporter shouted as he held a pencil and notepad in his magic. Twilight Sparkle, when did you get into town? Did you purposely tell us reporters at the Canterlot train station? What really happened tonight in our moon? Who was that filly? Flash! Princess Cadenza, is that child one you and Twilight had exciting how in wedlock? Was your royal wedding nothing more than a shotgun wedding? Have you been getting late? Flash! Kid, yes, you, little filly. Who are you? Did you inherit the white coat for shining armor? Who's your daddy? Flash! Shing! The photographer and reporter suddenly found themselves in a fake sphere. His shining armor galloped up, coming to the rescue. His brow was furrowed, and he was snoring out his nose like an angry bull. The reporter and photographer smiled and waved at him, but the small gesture did not dissuade Shining. With a flash of magic from his horn, the spear of magic rocketed skyward. The bubble shield moved and swerved like an angry bee, shaking the reporter and photographer around until it settled above like a large pile of snow. Then, with a small pop, it disappeared, dropping the two ponies into a pile of wet, grimy snow that had been cleared off the streets of Canterlot. Their fall into the dirty slush was punctuated by shouts of wet splats. Shining snorted, venting his irritation one final time before turning back to look at Cadence and Twilight as Velvet and Nightlight came trotting up. Twilight, honey, are you okay? Velvet asked. Yeah, I'm fine. What about you, Cadence? Shining asked as he moved up beside his wife. I'm okay, she reassured him. They just startled us is all. Well, why would they do that? Nyx asked as he slowly came up beneath Twilight. She was rubbing her eyes, still trying to make the flaccid spots go away. They were probably after me, Kate said. Those paparazzi ponies always like to harass princesses. And it's been a while since Shining and I have been in Canterlot. No, it's not your fault, Shining said as he gently lifted a hoof to her cheek. He fixed his gaze in Nyx's direction and glared at her for just a moment. I'm sure they were after something else. Nyx once took a step back and hung her head. Shining's glare may have been brief, and nobody else may have noticed it, but Nyx received the message loud and clear.